This time, I'm going to show you the demo of card component. Using this card component, you should be able to set up CSS for the card containers inside your website. As of now, inside our application also, we have these kind of card containers. Inside our application, we're trying to display all the sticker details using very similar style. Behind the scenes in the previous lectures, I have written a lot of CSS styling code to achieve this result. But with the help of Bootstrap, it can be easily achieved. On this page, we can try to read what do we have. So this is the class names that we need to use. So card is the base class, followed by, for the image, we need to use card-image-top, and for card body, card-body is a class name, and similarly card-title is a class name for title, and card-text is a class for the text that you are trying to display under your card. And if needed, you can also have a button or a link inside your card component. On this page, you will also see other type of cards that are supported by Bootstrap. They have example code and demo as well for all type of supported card components. If you end up developing any card related components inside your real project, this is the good source for you to explore about all the possible styling. For now, I'm going to take the very first styling that we have here. Let me copy this content and paste it just after our alert related code. So I'm trying to paste this. Since the image tag is not closed, we are getting a compilation error. Let me close the image tag. Followed by, if I try to save this, the formatting happened automatically. Next, we need to change this class to class name in all the places. After changing the class name, you should also take care of this style. So inside JSX, we can't provide style directly. Instead, we need to mention two curly braces. Inside the second curly brace, I need to provide CSS styling with the help of JSON object. So here I'm going to mention width as a key, and to this width I'm going to mention the value as 18 rem. This 18 rem I'm going to mention inside the double quotes. Let me save these changes and see if we are good on the browser. Inside the browser, this is how my card is looking like. As of now, the image is not being displayed because we didn't provide any image as source. What we can do is we can try to provide an image as a source to this image tag. Let me mention curly braces so that we can mention the image name. In the import statement, I'm trying to import a couple of images. The very first one is developer image followed by break image. These images I'm trying to import from assets, stickers, and this is the image name. Let me use this developer image as a source inside my card component, and with that my card component is looking good. But I can do a better job here. I can try to bring it into the center and I can try to make it appear better as well. But before I try to do that, I'll try to duplicate this entire card one more time. So let me copy this entire div and paste it again, and this time I'll try to provide different image, which is break image. So both images, they are getting displayed vertically without any gap, but this is not how we want. Instead, we want to display horizontally. I can achieve this very easily with the help of a container. So let me go to the top, and here I'll try to create a container div. This container I'll try to display as a flex. For the same, you need to mention d-flex, whereas for the grid, you need to mention d-grid. Into this flex div only, I'm going to move both my card element. Let me copy this entire code and paste it inside this div. Let me save them and I'll go to the browser. This is how right now they are looking. But if you see there is a gap, we can try to fix it. To my flex div, I'm going to pass couple of more CSS classes. The very first one is justify content center. This is going to set the content center, followed by align items center. So all the items that I have inside my flex, I want to align them to the center. Now both of my cards, they are centered, but there is no gap between them. What I can do is I'll try to add one more class here, which is gap-4. After saving these changes, this is the space that I got. So I'm satisfied with this space. Do you see how easy it is to set up these card components? Next, let me show you how to build some table-like content. Inside this page, if you can scroll up, there is a component with the name grid. So inside this grid, they have details on how to display columns and rows inside your application. Row is a CSS class which can be used to create styling for a row, and similarly col is a class which can be used to apply styling for a given column. So using these classes, let's try to create some row and columns inside our application as well. After this card related div, I'm going to create a new div with the class row. Under this row div, I'm going to create 3 more divs with the class name as col. Let me copy the same couple of more times. Next, I'll try to mention the value under column 1 as column 1 itself. Let me do the same for other columns. Here, I'm going to mention the value as column 2, followed by here, I'm going to mention the value as column 3. Let's see how this is looking like inside our UI. So the columns are created, but there is no coloring, bordering because this looks very basic. Let's try to optimize this. As of now, my columns are getting displayed on the entire screen. I'll try to bring them to the center. Here, instead of col, I'm going to mention col-3 so that all 3 columns are going to take only 9 calls out of 12 calls available inside my screen. Next, I'm going to bring some border for all my columns. That's why I'm trying to use a class available inside Bootstrap with the name border. Let me do the same for last column as well. After border, I'm going to provide a padding of 3 units. So that's why I'm trying to mention P-3 means it is going to provide padding of 3 units in all directions, left, right, top, and bottom. If you are looking only for left and right, you need to mention PX, or if you are looking for top and bottom, you need to mention Y. Since we are looking for padding of 3 units in all the directions, I'm trying to use only P here. After padding, I'll try to give some background color for my column. So here I'm going to give the warning as a background color, followed by success for the second column. And at last, I'm going to give danger background for the third column. Let's see how they are looking. They are looking okay, but still we can do better job. Under the row div, I'm going to type justify content hyphen center followed by text hyphen center, and I'm also going to provide some margin top of 3 units. They are looking good, but I think the text of these 2 columns can be changed to white colors so that they can look better. That's why here as a last class, I'm going to mention text to white, which is going to make the text as white color. So let me save, and now the column values are getting displayed clearly. In case if you are looking to bring some gap between these columns, it can be achieved easily. Inside the row div, you just have to type gap-3, which is going to create a gap of 3 units. Do you see how easy I'm able to create the columns? Under these columns also, if needed, you can populate the data and you can build beautiful tables using these grid rows and grid column classes provided by the Bootstrap framework. If you go to the developer console and try to see the code available for these stylings, for example, for my column 1, this is the styling that is prepared by the Bootstrap framework behind the scenes. So here, this is the class that we have used, bg-warning. For this class, this is the actual CSS styling that is provided by the Bootstrap framework. Similarly, for P3, this is what we have. So it is going to have a padding of 1 rem in all the directions. If you can open this, you'll be able to see padding top, padding right, padding bottom, and padding left. This way, you can try to select any of the class name that we have used from the Bootstrap framework. Behind the scenes, this is how it is going to be converted by the time your UI application rendered on the browser.